Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Batcast, where I, Adam Upper, talk with my friend Braydon Kelly about Batman at the animated series. And this week's episode is Joker's Wild. How you doing today, sir?
Ooh, you know how long I've been waiting for this? I'm about to make a
Oh,
name for myself here. I
good
know
old,
something you don't know, but you'll find out quick.
it's that'd be interesting if Channing Tatum was in this episode.
That would be surreal.
Well, yeah, so this week's episode is Joker. Oh shit, I didn't fucking do my okay, there it is. This week's episode is Joker's Wild. It is the 41st episode produced and the 42nd one to air, which sounds really cool. It almost made me think I was looking at last week's episode. But it's pretty close because I think it was like 40 or 41 or something like that. So yeah,
Mhm.
because I think it aired that one aired like the 16th of November, but this one aired on November 19th, 1992, which is my preferred. Like I have to side with the Americans on this one. I prefer that date layout than the rest of the worlds. I like month, day, year instead of day, month, because when you do that, yeah, because I know why people say it, but like you do the smaller group of numbers first, like months is 12. Do
Yeah.
that, and then do like 31, but everyone says like a day is smaller than a month, so that's why you do that one. I'm like, fucking do that. That's number way first, so fucking know it. Month, day, year. Oh,
It, it, yeah.
that's the one hill I'll die on, I think,
Like
because I have.
why we as a people like have to like be so like ridiculously overcomplicated with numbers. Like my job, it's like it's the dates, it's the Celsius
Oh,
and Fahrenheit stuff, like in our energy readings. Like it's so stupidly
Oh
complicated.
man, don't even get me on friggin' dates and times and stuff because with my where I work at a TV station with like master control, so I deal with like the playlists and stuff,
Oh yeah,
and
you
the
got like
and
different time zones.
yeah, I got different time zones and stuff, and also the day the when you talk about like if you need to do a log change or something like that on a playlist, if it's on the 17th, it's they like say like 17 like today's the 16th, you have to change it on the 17th, like the time of day change on a TV channel like on ours is in between like 5 and 8 a.m. So if you're doing a log change for the 17th, you have to do it after that time because it's before that it's still the 16th or whatever. And then also having to deal with like the time zones and which one is which. So like what time is it? Where is it 5 a.m.? Because because I deal with that as far as way as say Vancouver, so I deal with that. Not that it's only a few hours behind, but you just gotta keep that in mind when you're looking at shit. Yeah. So and then if you're on midnights, you start one hour. Of course, you know midnights. I start one day and start ending the other. So like I walk in, I know what to do. They're like, oh yeah, happy Monday. I'm like, is it Monday? I have fucking no idea.
You've got your eye
So
on an
it's
entirely different province.
yeah, or whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, oh yeah. So it's but yeah, right. But that's our mini tangent for the way, yeah, because like I'm still on off my shelf talking. Where like if anybody's listened to that podcast where the host goes through her DVDs and stuff, it's very tangent heavy. So I'm still yeah, I had recorded her that episode like what was it? No, it's last week, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
But that was like mini off my shelf tangent for the week. And this episode was written by Paul Dini. So yeah, I think that one of the main guys, and I think this is like the second or third episode he's written, I think by now, and directed by Boyd Kirkland. So I think this might be. I think I've heard the name at least once before. So I think this
Hmm.
might be the second or third episode they've directed, I believe. I was definitely as surprised as the Joker was like that the casino was more like aimed at him instead of just regular Joker because because I was thinking that he was Joker was just going to go crazy and be like, hey, that's my name, and just and like the casino was just like what the what was it Cameron said that it was actually just like the card playing card Joker, but like as soon as they revealed like the spinning Joker head, I was like, you
Yeah.
can't do that. Like you can't say it's like the playing card Joker when it's obviously his fucking like his bust like
Well,
spinning.
we saw how pissed the Joker got when like he didn't get the royalties for his like fish scheme. So
Yeah, yeah, because they separate had there for the episode starts off with the Joker and Arkham, and he's like getting let out to like the I guess the common area or whatever, and
Yeah,
Poison
Joker's
Ivy's
got
watching
leisure
the
time
TV.
in Arkham. For what?
And
Good
like yeah,
behavior?
yeah, even in crazy person jail, yeah, they gotta at least pretend to follow the letter of the law or whatever. So I'm guessing he's probably got at least like 1 hour of leisure time a day, I guess.
Yeah.
So to try and like help him be less crazy, but I don't think like 24-hour leisure time would help him be less crazy. But yeah, he's getting let out, and like Poison Ivy's watching like a probably like a home and garden TV type show where I guess that buddy's like talking about plants or growing or some shit or something like that because Poison Ivy and that makes sense. And each and Joker he changes the channel to like the new. Is it to the news or just a different channel?
Well,
Remember?
actually, he changed it to what was apparently in the production notes. It was supposed to be like a kind of parody of like David Letterman. So I
Oh,
guess
okay.
like, or maybe one of the other talk show hosts. Maybe it was Johnny Carson.
It sounded like a talk show. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, they gets into kind of tiff with Poison Ivy. She's like, "I was watching that," and she's like, "Change it back." And I love the Joker's like it's very brief, but he has his like, "Nope, nope, 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 don't want to." He kind of sounded like that old cartoon Davy and Goliath. He kind of
Yeah.
sounded like the dog,
Oh,
like oh,
Davy. Yeah.
I'm sick
Yeah.
of your
Yeah.
lack of faith.
I remember that. Do you remember watching the claymation cartoon, like the claymation of the show of the Davy and Goliath? It's either
Little bits of it. If anything, I
it's
just
yeah, it's,
remember the Simpsons moment.
it's either a movie or it was a TV show or so like a show or something. I can't remember at this point. Yeah, but I remember like, that was an actual like claymation thing or something like that with Davy and Goliath. With oh fuck, I'm old.
Yes, but more of your references are clicking with me than you think.
Oh yeah, I was saying to somebody else recently, like one of the new guys at work, like he's fucking 21. He's like literally less than half my age, like, only by like a year or two. But like literally, like at this point, literally, this shirt that I have on now is literally older than that guy. Got this shirt in 19 fucking 98. I remember when I got this shirt and we're at finding a store that doesn't even exist anymore in Peterborough, and like the now basically defunct Peterborough Square, like the downtown mall that used to be that Eaton Center used to be like the anchor of, and then just kind of went downhill when they went out of business.
Oh, the times they are a changing.
Do you know Peterborough, Braden?
I've only passed through it a couple of times, like
Uh,
not enough to like exactly put my finger on the map of a location
okay,
in like the
I was gonna
neighborhood,
say like
but
I was gonna say if you knew where the movie theater, the Galaxy Theater was downtown, that's where the Eaton Center used to be, or
oh
but it
really?
used to be like it used to be part of the mall. Yeah, yeah, it used to be like on the other side. This George, it was the mall was like on between Water and George, and then the Eaton Center part was on the other side of Water. And then you can like go. There's like an underneath tunnel that went kind of what was part of the mall that went into there, and the Eaton Center was like a two-floor
Right.
part of the mall was pretty big because it was big old fucking big old department store when it was in its heyday. And then it was like around like 88. I think it was like 98 or 99 is when they fucking went out of business, right? I think, or do you remember, or was that too young for
Oh, I no, I remember it. I don't remember
you?
exactly when it phased out. Like I
Yeah,
remember if anything more when Sears was kind of
yeah,
taking its
that was
final
yeah,
bow.
that was a bit later. Yeah, so I know. Yeah, we're doing that local references here, people. So like I know I like listen to like the Goods from the Woods and stuff. I always hear like LA references. So I like dropping the Toronto references to make it a little bit Canadian at least.
Oh yeah, we're
But
Canadianifying Batman.
yeah, because we're tangentially connected to Superman's creation, if we're to believe the kid those Canadian heritage moments.
Oh, that's the one I remember the most. Well, that and the house hippo.
Oh, no, the House Hippo was fake. Yeah, it was like just like a fake cartoon, like a fake commercial or whatever. Yeah, so it wasn't an actual like heritage one. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're saying house hippos don't exist. I've been looking around my house for nothing.
Yeah, they flew away with the tooth fairies. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's when the guard's like, okay, like you want to watch this, she wants to watch that. Screw it. We're finding a happy medium. So he changes it
or
to
yeah, or he changes to the news, be like to say kind of screw both of the boys, screw both of you guys, and
yeah,
be like, yeah, watch this or nothing. Yeah,
yeah. And so it shows the live opening of a new casino. Summer Gleason's kind of giving the exposition here. So it's
another appearance of Summer Gleason. Yeah. So they see like later on in the series like this where she showed up a bunch of times would make more sense to have her as one of the three main you know people you kidnap for whatever your plan is, Joker, not like second episode or whatever the fuck it was. Because remember her first remember like way back in their first introduction of Summer Gleason, it was just be her being kidnapped. We're like, who the fuck is this person?
yeah, it's like Jane Doe.
Yeah, like, oh, that's who it is.
No, not her.
Not person.
Yeah. So it's the introduction of this character, billionaire Cameron Kaiser, opening his luxury casino. Okay, we need to take an immediate stop right here because you could tell I was very excited when the introduction of this episode. Do you know who Cameron Kaiser is based on?
Uh, I do not.
I have the production note here. In Paul Dini's first script draft for the episode, Dini stated in the cast list page that Kaiser was created as a cross between businessman Donald Trump and actor Warren Beatty. And this episode's going to be pretty meta in how life imitates art.
Oh yeah, or I think Donald Trump wishes he was this fucking smart, even though it was a dumb idea.
Or no, but like you know how like Rivers will like talk like history and stuff like that on his show. Like, oh man, like when we bring him on next, like maybe off mic, I'll ask him if he's seen this episode because yeah, it's just gonna get funnier, and I'll make mention later on in this episode what I'm talking about. But yeah, like you know, I wondered like, is this like a Trump thing? Like, but he's not visually based on it. I think they're going more for personality. But yeah, let's just say I think Paul Dini had more street smarts than was given credit to him, given how the last 20, 30 years have turned out with this individual. But I digress. So yeah, Kaiser's gonna have this whole different unique spin on his casino, and he's not gonna.
Yeah, they're at if I could talk, I would say Summer Gleason is there to cover the grand opening of the casino, that the yet unnamed casino, because they want to fucking Cameron was wanting to yeah, have you ever known like a Cameron not to be a piece of shit?
That's I mean, Cameron Diaz, but that's a different kind of
Yeah,
Cameron.
or okay, put it this way, I ever had known a dude Cameron to not be a piece of shit?
There was a Cameron in our high school. He was kind of like a popular guy, but he was more kind of like
But
the.
was he a piece of shit though?
Oh no, no, he was funny, but like that's like the one Cameron that comes to mind in my history of Camerons.
Yeah, yeah. But every Cameron I've known it's kind of been shitty. So
Yeah,
so like it's always going to say you can never trust a Cameron. I say
for me, it's never trusted an Eric.
I don't
Even
know.
like when they show like Magneto in comics, like his name's Eric. I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
I have a cousin named Eric, and I never had an issue with them. So I was so I tend to don't think Eric's are not bad, but it's but Cameron's always thought like an untrustworthy person for some reason.
Cameron. So
But yeah,
yeah, they're
yeah, so yeah, they're the for the for the casino, and then it kind of pans over to like, "Hey, Bruce, so what do you think this is gonna be called?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm in the dark like everyone else because I don't think if he knew what it was called there, I don't think he'd be there as Batman instead of Bruce Wayne. I think he would have came up with would have definitely come up for a reason to not be there and showed up that way instead. I think." So yeah, so then as I said, yeah, like it gets revealed, and like initially, they say it's Joker's Wild, and as I was saying to seeing you off before we started recording, like I figured it was just like it actually was just a play on the Joker in the deck, Joker's
Hmm.
Wild, and then Joker was just going crazy and just kind of being like, "Hey, that's my name. You can't use it," instead of once it gets revealed it's called Joker's Wild, then it pans to like a spinning like Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket style head of the
It
Joker. I'm
is
like,
the
you,
KFC
you,
tower.
you can't. And then it's like obviously his head and him laughing at his laugh or just or his almost laugh is coming out of the head, and you can't say it's not the Joker at this point, especially right in Gotham. So
Based on the
so that
Joker, that's fake news. No collusion.
so yeah, so then Summer asks Bruce like, "What do you think of this?" And he says no comment and walks off because obviously like he didn't know and is obviously being his arch nemesis, it wasn't none too he doesn't want to gamble there, so he takes off. Yeah, then as we were saying, the Joker flips out because he's obviously using his likeness for the casino and freaks out
Oh
and
yeah,
does
Joker's
a,
livid.
it does a like a Looney Tune style like escape of Gotham or like of Arkham Asylum because like when he gets to the point where he's like mixing the chemicals in the bucket, I was like initially I'm like, oh yeah, it's probably good, it probably is gonna be like a slippery water thing, and I'm like, no, it's the joke. Even in this version of the Joker, he's gonna do some sort of chemical mixture and just throw it on probably do something similar and throw it onto the ground and have like have like the weavy chemical thing come up and be like, oh, if you cross this you'll die, breathe it in, it's this chemical now that I've mixed these three things, because it's been said in like an earlier episode that he does know chemistry and whatnot,
Hmm.
so or has some sort of history of chemistry or whatever. So but actually was it was just they're making the something to make the floor is super slippery and made them fall just so you can get away. I was like, oh yeah, this is the child's cartoon after all.
Yeah. I'm doing like health and safety training at my job right now. So like I don't know if you guys know like WMIS or stuff like that, but I just realized like the Joker would absolutely like nail those tests because like he would know exactly what compounds shouldn't be mixed with what and like all that stuff. So yeah, maybe I should be taking notes off like the Joker when it comes to health and safety products, except just do everything he doesn't do.
So yeah, manages to get out, and then he has like uh his long line of like handkerchiefs tied together and ties like a rock to it or something like that, and friggin' Super Mario's driving by in his
Yeah.
truck and throws it and gets attached. Yeah, and Susie sees the guys and takes over his thing. I'm like, what the fuck's Super Mario doing in there? I guess he needs to supplement his shroom addiction with doing some delivery services. Yeah.
Even Super Mario needs a side hustle in today's game.
It's a me, Mario delivery service.
It's the IRS. They're gonna audit me. So yeah, Joker's
They
off
say,
to
where do you
storm
get
the Kaiser.
where do you get all these coins? And I say I found them. Okay, I'm not going to do an Italian accent anymore. That was really bad. I'm here
You
being
can
like
ask
to cut
Richard to come on and bring his game when he gets back from vacation.
it. No, yeah, no, he needs to get all three access powers first, and
Yeah,
then he can come on.
this is totally aside, but I'm sure there's at least a couple people who are on the doc score who listen to this. We were joking earlier. It's like because he's doing the challenge month with Reed and like, wait, so I said, if he commits a crime in Italy against Italian law, does that count? Because his challenge is how many crimes can he commit in a month? And you pointed out, well, he's going to the Vatican, so it's an entirely different set of laws. I'm like,
Yeah,
isn't
like
the
yeah, wait,
law in the
but I was letting everyone like, but what was I like implying at the Vatican? It depends if it's at the Vatican, it's welcomed. So I was implying a super
Oh
specific Richard thing.
no. Oh,
See,
that's dark, man.
I was wondering if anyone's going to pick up on that or not. So,
Oh my, I didn't. Oh my gosh. This is my doctor. Easy, easy.
okay, that might get cut out. But nobody said anything, so I was like, either is that bad or nobody got what I meant. So,
Usually it's just the joke going over my head, but yeah, no, I got that as it came and yeah, moving on. Yeah, I just thought watching this is like Joker's off to go get Cameron Kaiser for, like taking his image. I'm like, we could have had like a Joker Ocean's 11 kind of thing. Like, like had like him
I
breaking
was like, yeah, I
into
was definitely thinking of Ocean's 13. And
yeah,
him just with what was what was it? Whose casino was it? It was it Al Pacino's casino
in
or
13 it was Al Pacino,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Who
Because it's my
ironically enough also was based on Donald Trump.
my time. I just remember him at the end. My diamonds when his head when the helicopter is going away with him at the end.
Yeah. That'd be fun. Like Joker is Danny Ocean, Two-Face is Rusty, Ragdoll is Amazing Yen.
Yeah, $10 he shorts it. No bet.
I love that line. Bonnie
Uh,
Rubble, trouble.
yeah,
I love Don Cheadle in that movie, man.
yeah,
He is oh
yeah. That
chef's
fucking
kiss.
stupid. Yeah, that stupid ass fucking accent he insisted on fucking doing.
Yeah.
So just as after he escapes with Super Mario, I think it goes right to Cameron going to his office, and then I was like, even in my notes, I'm like, after the initial thing of like being like, oh yeah, this is not like just a regular Joker in the deck reference. I'm like, this probably is an insurance scheme, probably, and then as Joker's talking to him, and then Bruce figures it out. I was like a couple of minutes ahead of the episode even. I was like, I probably wouldn't have thought that when the first time I watched this because I guaranteed I didn't know what insurance meant when I was like 11, yeah, like 11 or 12 years old watching this. Oh yeah, newly 12 years old when this episode came up. It was like a week after my fucking 12th birthday, and I wouldn't have a grasp of what insurance meant. Probably have heard of it before, but it was like, what the fuck does that mean even?
What does insurance mean? It means whatever we tell it to, and it'll cost whatever we say it will.
Yeah, yeah. So
So Batman breaks into yeah, as you were saying, he breaks into Cameron's office because we had a quick moment there where Bruce Wayne was like looking underneath the wallpaper of the Joker kind of decor and sees a thing that says like Camelot. It's all like night theme. So he's like, this seems like a last minute change to change it to be like all Joker branding.
yeah, which also I think the Camelot themed casino seems like a bad idea.
In
That
what
doesn't sound
regard?
like it. Yeah, who the fuck would go gamble in fucking Camelot? That seems like that seems like a weird choice for like a theme. I guess any theme for a casino seems weird, but like just my first, second, or third thought is in fucking Camelot. Ancient mythical England themed gambling doesn't quite come to mind.
Merlin's Curse.
See that sounds like a better name for a fucking casino than Camelot.
You go to a casino called Merlin's
Yeah,
Curse?
that sounds like it sounds like something. If you lose, like it's Merlin's curse, and then it feeds into then it feeds into the gambling addict thing. Like, but from Camelot, that I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the bad like that top choice for a casino like name and
Yeah.
theme from to me. But
Yeah, I guess
what the fuck
that's
do I? No, what do I? But what do I know about casinos though either? So what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, I guess he's going for whatever's like public domain. But
Yeah, I guess yeah, or maybe
yeah.
that's why I lost. Maybe that's why he lost all his money and fucking needs to do the insurance scheme is because he's like, fuck, this was a bad idea. Fuck, god damn it. Where's the Joker? He's in Arkham. Okay, if I just do this, he'll probably he's been there what a week. Yeah, he's about due to break out anyway. So like, just this will be his excuse. Let's not give it to anybody else.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention here was like how much like research Kaiser has done on the Joker for this whole, like kind of plan he's got kind of behind the scenes because when Batman sees the file on the desk and looks through like the papers inside, like Kaiser knows the Joker's real name. It says Jack Napier on it. And even Batman's just kind of like, huh, oh well, and like just moves on. I'm like, dude, you just saw the Joker's real name and you're totally unfazed by it.
Well, that's even this version of Batman. He probably already knows that, right?
Well, in the
It was
comics, I
great.
know recently he's like I've known for years, and it just
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
even though it's really bad. We haven't done the Ra's al Ghul episodes yet, but yeah, he's world's greatest detective and all. Yeah, so I imagine he probably in every version he probably already knew. Yeah.
Mhm. And oh, one quick thing, because like we make the running joke of like how easy it is to break out of Arkham Asylum, but the guard, because I wondered back when like Joker was breaking out, like how like this guard is like literally leaving the door open, like. But as it turns out, the guard who let Joker escape works for Kaiser. It's a very small detail, but he's the one who catches Batman in the office looking at the files. And Batman, I love this. Batman throws a smoke bomb. The guy's like, "Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go?" He's like, blindly trying to get through the smoke. Batman just lifts his like cape up in like Batman mode and then just drops it and just walks out. I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, you just had this like theater moment. Like,
Well, yeah, like in every other scenario, yeah, you just see the smoke bomb and they see him disappear. Yeah, so you just see the other angle where he actually like does like take off after he does that.
yeah, it was like Batman was a total poser for like a split second.
Yeah.
And as that's happening, Joker's entering the casino, and I love this moment because he's like, I can literally hide in plain sight because like all the serving girls are dressed like Harley Quinn, all the table guys, and like the
No, I know
little
as I know as he's seeing that everything's like that. One another like really makeup Joker guy there that works there comes up and he's like, "Hey, table 6, you're needed there," and gives him like the a bunch of money and some cards and chips and stuff because he thinks he's someone who looks there because he quote unquote looks like the Joker. Yeah,
Mhm.
then as he's going up to the table, yeah, you see like the security guard watching him, and then Joker starts to being the Joker, obviously, and the security guard sees that he's like acting weird, and he calls over Cameron because it's the part of the security that watches making sure that people are cheating and that everyone's doing as they're quote unquote supposed to when they're gambling. And did you recognize the security guard's voice?
I did not.
Yeah, it's Ernie Hudson.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Ghostbusters Ernie Hudson?
yeah. Like I was like, yeah, he only said like 2 or 3 sentences, but like the last sentence, I was like, that voice sounds familiar, and I didn't quite put it together right away. And but like I looked it up, yeah, it's fucking like yeah, Ernie Hudson's fucking the security guard. That's
You are blowing my mind right now. I can hear his voice in it
but
like I'm just thinking back to that.
yeah, like
Holy
he's
crap.
yeah, it's only like 2 or 3 sentences, and I was like, then like there was whatever he said in like the last like sentence that I was like, that it sounded like very Ernie Hudson, which I was like, that sounds familiar. As I didn't because I like Ghostbusters fine, but I'm not like diehard Ghostbusters, so I haven't watched it like a billion times. So I probably would have, if I had seen it more, I probably would have been like, hey, that is Ernie Hudson. But yeah, but at least I knew I recognized the voice.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Yeah. So yeah, so like and then with that, yeah, like the Cameron figures out that it's the Joker doing it instead of like someone who's like made up to like one of these employees. And
Yeah.
this and Uri Hudson's like, hey, like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to send security? He's like, no, just let him deal. He's like, all right, you're the boss. Like, I gotta do what you say because you pay me my $5 an hour because it's still America.
Trust me, I'm a very stable genius.
So yeah, so I think that kind of tips it off that it is that if it hadn't said by now that it was the insurance scheme, that you can tell that once he it does a close up of Cameron's face, and it kind of you can tell that he figures out that it's the Joker, and he's like, yeah, just let him do his thing. Let the Joker be the Joker.
Yeah. Well, and you kind of see like it's amazing, like even like the little details, like as the episode plays out, where like clearly like Kaiser was like kind of laying the trail out for the Joker to just kind of pick up and take the bait. But yeah, we have this moment here of Bruce recognizing the Joker laughing because like he keeps on cheating at the card games so that he can like take these people's money. And I mean, like the house always wins. It's just this is a different. It's the house within the house. So he goes to the table and he's like, what's interesting is the Joker's like, say, don't I know you from somewhere? And Bruce is like, oh, you've probably seen me in the newspapers and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting that the Joker's like, I know I recognize you, but I don't know how. Like, I like that.
But also too, like with the obviously the comics are always like iffy on this, but like at least one of the version of the Joker does know that it's Bruce and doesn't care. He's just like
Hmm.
fucking a bad. He's just interested in Batman and not like who he is under the mask. He just likes fucking with him. So
Yeah.
yeah, so like that. So even if this version doesn't know that, it wasn't just like nice little nod to be like, hey, I recognize you, or at least be able to recognize Batman without the costume, and still like might not be able to put his finger on it, but still have like it'd be like he probably still has like that Batman aura with him, even if
Hmm.
he's not in the suit. I would imagine, even if
He
he's trying
radiates
like to put
Batman
on the
energy.
Yeah, even he's putting on the Bruce Wayne persona because with Batman, it's always said that like Bruce Wayne is the mask instead of the Batman cowl being the mask or whatever sort of thing.
Yeah.
So with that, yeah, I like that little nod. I like that. Definitely like that little nod that he was like, hey, I recognize you, and even if he doesn't necessarily know that it is Bruce or whatever.
Well, there's also the theory
But yeah,
that
but that
like the
that
Joker's in love with him, so it's like maybe he like sub. It's like, I'd recognize that ass anywhere.
or like I know those pheromones, no. But yeah, but initially I was like, yeah, girls' greatest detective indeed, because initially I was just watching it play out because I vaguely remember this episode. So at first I was like, how the fuck does he not know that it's the Joker? Then after like a couple minutes, you can tell like once he starts playing a bit more that he's like, yeah, he knows it's the Joker. He just kind of wanted to
Yeah.
actually get close to him just to verify sort of thing or whatever and to see what he's up to because yeah, you like because it looks like he's you first see his cards and then he plays like I think it gives him a queen, so it looks like he just goes over and the Joker pulls a 20.
Yeah.
He's like then Bruce is like, oh nope, I what looks like I win, takes the money and leaves, and like yeah, he pulls out the card and he's like, yeah, it is the Joker's here. He sees Alfred, and then the Joker leaves, and then I was actually going somewhere with this. So yeah. So he leaves, and then they dress it up. They change it into Batman, goes back and goes to grab him, but yeah, the different guy that guess was supposed to be at that table started working there, and
Hmm.
then the Joker gets up and jumps into the Joker mobile. Which I think I would like more. I think I'd rather drive that than the Green Goblin mobile from that movie that
Maximum
shit
Overdrive.
I yeah, that's it, yeah, maximum right thing. I granted it's
Trust
a
me,
close
it
race. I
is
think that
like 75% movie references in this
I know
skull.
I know like I did have it, but like as soon as I like start the podcast, I'm like I know what I'm trying to reference, but the name is just fucking just outside your garage. I always fucking forget. But I
That's
knew what I
why
was
I'm here,
referencing.
man.
Usually it's me that can pull it off, yeah, but I always forget. Yeah, I think I was supposed to be playing that to Imagine like at some point the last year, but I would think I was like working nights or afternoons of the week it was playing, so I couldn't go because I wanted to see it there because I don't think I've seen it like all the way through. I think it's probably
I
a few
never
bits
even
and
saw
pieces
it.
on
If
TV.
it's ever
Like
playing at Imagine, I'll happily
yeah,
kick it on.
yeah. I think it'd be. I imagine it'll probably come up again at some point. I think, yeah, but if once it does, well, yeah, and too, like the October movies came up, and it looks like they're predominantly like horror movies, like Halloween related. So you should check it out and see if there's
Yeah.
anything you want to check out there. Yeah, I think Shaun of the Dead's playing like one week. So I think it's a
Oh
week I might
yes.
it might be so I think we're trying if I'm off or like I'm able to off in the evenings or whatever at least like, I'm gonna try and go see that one at least. But like yeah, I'm not a huge like horror guy, but so I may see. But there's a couple of them that like the like Friday the 13th. I think like the first one's there, and I haven't seen that, so I may pay the $5 and go out and just go see it in the theater just to say that I've seen it and see if I actually like them or not.
Right on.
And like Poltergeist there, I haven't seen that in a while. And yeah, there's like a fucking ton of them. I should check it out.
Oh yeah, don't go into the light. So yeah, Joker's seeing Batman coming after him. And yeah, he hops into the Joker mobile, which is already like I also love the quick detail because like how you're wondering like how does he get into the car? His like joy buzzer thing, he like uses like a spark on the spark plug to like turn it on. I'm like, you know what? That's pretty cool. That's quick ingenuity, and I like it. And Batman jumps into the back seat and is like, wrestling for control of it. They crash through the place, like they're like wrecking half the casino, and they go out into the docks. And what happened? Oh yeah, Joker's like heading towards the edge of the pier, and he's like, "Time, this is my stop." And what? Okay, so like I said, clearly Kaiser put in the work to make this like a paint by numbers crime spree for the Joker because he put an ejection seat in the Joker mobile.
Joker knows what's up.
Well, clearly he needed a little bit of help to kind of get to that conclusion because later on, like when Batman points it out, he's like, I hate it when you're right. Like, I hate it when you make sense. So yeah, Joker heads back to the casino while Batman's like he manages to jump out of the car at the last minute and he's like laying out the dynamite because he's gonna blow the casino sky high. And oh what's that game? The one with the marble. Oh it's killing me. I'm drawing a blank here, but it's not craps. Okay, there's a giant wheel of fortune looking thing. We'll just go with that.
Roulette,
Real.
roulette.
Oh my gosh, roulette. Like, wow, I'm not with it today.
I have instinct. I almost said Dabo because of DS9, but that definitely wasn't it. I'm like, that's not what he's talking about.
It's Sabak.
Dabo.
So, yeah, Kaiser is seeing Joker like, laying out all the demolition for his like, plan to like get revenge on Kaiser and like destroy it. And he's like, packing up all his stuff in his office. And that's when Batman comes in. He's like, I know what you've been up to. This has been an insurance scheme for the entire time. And Kaiser's like, you caught me red-handed, Batman. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna let the Joker destroy it because this place is like a financial ruin. Okay, so I had mentioned about like life imitating art because I mentioned how like Paul Dini, I think that Paul Dini figured out that Trump was full of it long before he was like running for political office.
Yeah. Being in America, I imagine they probably had like where it had to deal with him more than like he probably didn't
Probably.
make it. Probably didn't make international news until later in life. Anyone in the know in America probably knew way before we did. Yeah.
Right. But the reason I mention it is because just 2 years after this episode aired, Trump opened up his own casinos in Atlantic City. I think it was like the Taj Mahal and a couple of things, and they all went bankrupt.
How do you fucking? That's the thing. How do you fucking bankrupt a fucking casino, man? Let
That's
alone
like figuring
multiples.
out how to like ruin a money printing operation. I'm like, how do you ruin a casino? Like,
how, how
oh
should I
man,
burn
like,
this money?
yeah, like, what did you do? Like again, we could go on a whole tangent here, and I want to, like have some fun with the material, but at the same time, like if you look through the articles, it's like this guy was a putz from the start. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
So, so yeah, Kaiser's like, yeah, you figured out my plan, but I'm still gonna get away with it. And so Kaiser has an electroshock button that he has on his desk that like will like electrify whoever's standing in front of it. So like I don't know, like maybe this is if one of his employees fails to bring him a Diet Coke whenever he, like has a craving for it.
I
But
know, but with that though, like I would think that the Batman would have the sense to like put some like rubber in the soles of his boots to counteract any sort of electricity stuff. So like, so unless whatever this happened was so powerful that he was able to hit that way. So I would think, expect yeah, Batman to build in like a ground into his into his suit. I would think.
oh, with all the like things he randomly punches in the Arkham games, like
Or yeah, or this or the this might be the thought to make him put that like as I imagine the suit's probably ever evolving, so this
yeah.
might be the thing to put that part into the suit.
You recently watched the '89 Burton
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Did you
yeah. I
know
saw that time.
apparently
Like,
that Batman's boots are like Air Jordans?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
technically,
right. Yeah, because yeah, like it. Yeah, he's yeah, because Tim Burton's definitely not Quentin Tarantino, so you didn't really see much of his feet in that movie. So yeah, definitely, there wasn't definitely very many full size shots either, really. So he definitely that definitely didn't stick out until it was pointed out like somewhat recently. Yeah.
I still remember when Tarantino was saying, "I'm gonna make a Star Trek movie." Now I'm putting a picture of him doing a Batman movie. Like Christoph Waltz as the Joker. Ooh, that's a bingo.
or and he's like racist for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like to his guard Irving, the one who let the Joker escape at Arkham. He's like, send him down to our guests and like kind of let the Joker kind of play with his food. And so yeah, Batman just stumbles awkwardly out of the elevator. It's like, like he's got like a concussion. And Joker's like, well, this is gonna be more fun. So yeah, he ties him to the roulette table and is basically gonna like leave him strapped there while he's like blowing the casino up. And Batman's like, "You do realize that Kaiser's playing you for a fool? Like you're just giving him exactly what he wants." And Joker's like, "No, like no." And yeah, he's like,
I came up with destroying this place on my own.
"Yeah." And yeah,
Damn
Batman's
it.
like, yeah, he's like, I love the like angry Joker, but like when he realizes like, oh, I like like somebody's smarter than me. Damn it.
Or I'm not easily like figured out.
Yeah. Well, because that's the thing is like Joker is such a manipulator. He's used to like everybody else being pawns on his chessboard to sort of find out that somebody's been playing him. I think it's like that just extra like salt in the wound for him. Like he was already hating Kaiser, but now he's just like, oh, now I'm really mad.
Yeah. So that's when he like goes up and like gets it. Like he was just like fresh in Gotham. Like where do you get the like the fresh dynamite to blow up the place?
Oh, knowing
I guess
Joker, he's probably got like
I guess
warehouses
you always,
stashed.
but yeah, I guess you always have something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's always though that there's always, as I said, there's always at least like three like derelict and music parts in Gotham. So yeah, so whichever one's most run down is probably that one to actually make
yeah.
sure no one else finds it.
So while Geyser's like on his way trying to escape on his helicopter, he's like to the pilot, like, get me out of here fast, like right away. and you see just in the shadows, like the pilot has a suspicious smile on his face. And while this is happening, Batman is making his escape because like Joker took a grenade and is like letting it bounce on the roulette table as Batman's like spinning around on it like one of those like astronaut training things. And I forget how did he do it? He like used his grappling gun to like
Yeah, yeah,
shoot
yeah.
the
He's
grenade away.
yeah. He just waits till a bit, does like a big bounce, and yeah, it does a grapple and shoots it
Yeah,
off. It explodes in the Kentucky Fried Chicken Joker head, and then he
yeah.
escapes the roulette wheel, and then he finds the what turns out to be the what was supposed to be the pilot for the helicopter, and he's like, what happened? And he's like, oh, some clown come and knock me out, and
Mm.
not clown as is some guy, but like actual clown, like yuck yuck clown, i.e. the Joker. So then it cuts to the helicopter, and yeah, and then he turns out to let the pilot situation and Buddy like Cameron and the helicopter's like, come on, let's go, and he's like, nope, not now. And he as I said, turns out to be the Joker.
Yeah.
Comes out from like behind the dark or whatever. Yeah.
He was like, "Oh,
So
the
yeah, so
scheme worthy of me, Kaiser."
yeah, and then they like have to deal with that. He like presses like the autopilot button on the helicopter. I'm like, I'm fairly certain helicopter like probably like helicopters now, but definitely not like 1992 helicopters probably don't have like autopilot. But again, I'm not like a pilot, so what the fuck do I know about helicopters? So
I'm
I
the
would
best
think
pilot. There's no pilots like me. I have the best copters.
but yeah, but then with that like even though you kind of set the Joker up to do this all this stuff, you shouldn't a rely on the Joker to do anything or expect the Joker to do anything or expect or like think you know how to how the Joker works to build a think of its next move. Yeah, because you couldn't it
Well,
shouldn't really 100% rely on them to blow up your shit. Yeah, you should kind of have like at least almost half expect him to not do it as well as much as he's going to do it.
Well,
I
the
think.
the phrase of "there's a Joker in the deck" is that there's always a wild card that you're unexpecting to have play out in the game. But it's really true to the Joker, at least this version of the Joker, to his character, because at the end of the day, he's like, I was gonna blow up your casino, but then I remembered there's millions of dollars in there. And the Joker's most of his crimes have been money related over the past couple episodes we've done. So he's like, I can have my cake and eat it too. I can take all your money and kill you. So like Kaiser's like, oh no, the Panthers eating your face party. I didn't think the Panthers were gonna eat my face. Like Batman's coming in at that moment and like trying to wrestle it. And yeah, like Jaffe has pointed out in the BTOS crime BTOS show Bible that there's always like this like memorable fight scene in the episode. So I think it's a tie between the car chase with Joker and the Joker mobile and Joker and Batman like fighting for control of this like kind of runaway helicopter. But what's funny is like Kaiser's in the background and he's such like a damsel in distress. Like he's doing absolutely nothing. Like he's not even trying to grab the controls. Like I'm sure he's worried like he'll just crash into the side of the casino. But he's just like this man is completely helpless.
Well, if you were trapped in the helicopter with the Joker, then all of a sudden you saw Batman come in flying with a fucking glider, and then come in and start fighting the Joker like behind you. I think I'd be in shock too, and just be like, "What the fuck is going on right now?" And not
Yeah.
be able to think. I'd not even think about trying to escape or fly the plane or whatever the fuck.
I think Kaiser's just rolling through his head like, but I'm smarter than him. But he's still gonna kill you. But I'm smarter than him.
Also, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah. It's Gotham, man. Like you set up business here. Like this is just like average day of the week. Like yeah. So what happens? They did they crash the thing into like the
Yeah,
side of the?
it dives down and like crashes through like the front doors or whatever the
That's it.
thing, and then yeah, I think yeah, and crashes into the thing, and then Batman kicks him into some like the slot machines. That's the Joker slot machine. And he like wins like some money on himself or something like that.
Yep.
And then, yeah, then he takes him by. They just cuts to him taking him back at Gotham, where yeah, then comes in and changes the channel again, and it's like Poison Ivy, Scarecrow, and I think Mad Hatter. I think. And
Yeah, it was Mad
and
Hatter.
all three and then all three of them was like change it back and so it's just like the beginning of the episode again.
Yeah, very bookended. I liked it.
But as he said, I like the fact that yeah, the Jack Napier was referenced, yeah, because like as other recording this on like on a Thursday, like it was I think it was Monday night, yeah, that I saw the Tim Burton like '89 Batman at a single screen theater here in Toronto. It's like an indie theater. I think it was built in like the early 2010s or something like that, and it's been like continuously open since or something like that. So it's one of the oldest theaters in town. And they had like a 35 millimeter print of it too. So it had like the scratchy like vinyl audio on it, and like one point had like the green like vertical line in the screen a couple times. So I know everyone likes digital being better and stuff, but like I do like the old 35 millimeter prints and stuff. Yeah, they're fun sometimes too.
Yeah,
They're not perfect, but that's I do like going to the theater for that, which is kind of why I'm mad as I was telling you before we started recording like last night, like Wednesday night. I had a ticket to go see Blade at the same theater, but I remembered like an hour and a half after the movie started. But I've seen it in the theater before though, so it's okay. So it wasn't like because yeah, after seeing the '89 Batman in the theater, I've seen all the Batman movies in the theater now,
nice.
minus the Adam West Batman movie.
Oh,
Which oddly
dude.
enough, I still haven't watched any, or I would still watch that show. So I think after we're done this, if I the one extra episode we might do is I'll watch like the first episode of that, and we can do like a I do that and see if I like it or not. But we'll
Yeah.
see. Because I think might be that may I think at this point that might be the only time they'll actually force me to watch it. I think. Yeah. What would you give this episode out of five Joker casinos?
I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. I think it's an interesting premise, and I think that the fact that this was a plan within a plan kind of episode was kind of interesting. Um, Animation was good at some points, but like a little sloppy in others. Uh, but yeah, no, I think it was a standard Joker episode, and I had a lot of fun with it. How about you?
Yeah, I think I give it a 3.5. Yeah, it's just like a decent enough like joke it could be like a quote unquote like Joker filler episode. Yeah, decent enough to have him back for an episode, and it's always good to have Mark Hamill, and then have or as I said, I have a Ghostbusters Ernie Hudson show up for like a couple lines just to get him in there. But
I am
yeah,
rewatching this
so
episode just to hear that voice.
but yeah, so yeah, I think I give it a 3.5. Joker Casinos as well, I think. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us in the Batcave this week to talk about Batman the Animated Series and Joker's Wild this episode. You can join us next week. Our episode is going to be Tiger Tiger, which always makes me think of Sagat from Street Fighter when he does his special moves. He's like Tiger, Tiger uppercut, or Tiger, or the whatever the projectile that he throws. And if we're lucky, we might have a guest with that if they're able to come. It'll just yeah, might have to join us next week to see who that is. And yeah, so join us for that. You can follow us on Twitter/X at Beyond Backcast, on Instagram at Beyond the Backcast, and we are on YouTube now at youtube.com /at Beyond the Backcast. Check us out there. Give us a rating, review us, and subscribe even maybe give us 5 stars. It'll help us out. And where can we find you on the internet, Braydon?
You can find me on Instagram at Alfred is Zaddy, and
What was that?
also on the Facebook page, Beyond the Backcast. And we also have a Discord that we'd love to have you guys join. Just go to Beyond the Backcast on Instagram, and you'll see it on our link tree.
Yeah, it's should be a link.tree slash or dot beyond the backcast. So check us out there. Like, and I also go so if you subscribe on wherever you find your podcast for everyone listening to us now. And you can follow me at some chunkman on Instagram. And as I said, thank you for joining us this week in the Batcave to talk about Batman the animated series. Goodbye, good chums. Kapow.